Good to see you guys again. In today's video, I'm going to go over why people fail in their business or why people succeed in their business. I'm just going to give you 3 reasons why people are either failing or being successful. Welcome to SimpleChew. I'm your host, Hank. And if you don't know me, I've been an accountant for 10 years. I also run a small resale business on the side where I sell hype things. If you've been following me for a while, it will help me a lot if you like the video. Also, if you're new, I would suggest you to subscribe and hit the bell so you can get notification every time I send out a video, as I'll be releasing videos every Mondays and Fridays. Reason number one that a lot of people fail in the business is because they don't understand the business they're getting into. I think people get too excited on the prospect of making a lot of money doing business. I think people hear other people selling something or developing a service and then they want to do it too, and they haven't done their homework in the beginning of what it is that they are selling. I think that happens to me, where people wants to get into the resale of Supreme hype things or just selling anything, being the middleman. People get excited of the progress and the success I've been having, and then they want to jump in, and then they fail in really quickly because they don't understand the game of reselling. They don't understand what it means to be a middleman. They don't understand what it takes to learn the products and how to buy the products. They don't understand the basics and the foundation. When you're excited about something and you want to learn about something, you want to know everything about it. And you're not only thinking about the profits, you're not only thinking about the money you're going to be getting. You're not thinking about how your life is going to change, because you have this mental masturbation you've been doing because you want the success that somebody else had, and you know that they're selling this specific product, and you know that, hey, if he can do it, I can do it too. But you haven't learned how the game works. You don't know the steps and the foundation, and I think a lot of people, that's where they get stuck and they fall. The second reason that a lot of people fail is they act like weasels, or they try to cheat the system in the beginning when they're starting out. They try to use people a lot in the industry, or they try to just think about themselves and not build a community about their product or service they're trying to sell. It's all about them, and just trying to rake all the profits to them, and they don't want to leave anything on the table because they want to. All they have in their mind is to grow, and having that mentality definitely is gonna backfire, because you're gonna be burning a lot of bridges, not only with any acquaintances that you have in the business industry, but also with your customers, because in the process of growing and trying to be really ambitious, you might start lying to your customers about things that because you're not solving their issues, you're not solving their problems. You're just telling your customers whatever they want to hear so you can sell. You are trying to be so aggressive with your suppliers. You're trying to be aggressive with your acquaintances, where you're trying to buy something from them so you can resell it at high marks. So you will do anything to get the item or get the supplies that you need to keep growing your business. But in the progress, you're doing a lot of damage to your reputation as a business person, and then people not gonna they don't want to work with you anymore because now you have this reputation. And I think that has happened a lot in the resale industry that I am in, especially with Supremes and the sneakers, because some people will buy a sneaker or they will buy an item from me, and then they will try to flip it. And I'm a really reasonable person. If you're an existing customer of mine, I will give you a nice price. And even if I know you're a reseller, that you're doing the same game that I'm playing, I'll still leave some meat on the bone that you can go and reselling, and you can eat too. So I have no problem with that, because at the end of the day, I know that if I'm leaving money on the table, I know that you always gonna be coming back to me to buy my stuff. I'm never gonna have an inventory. It's just a mindset that I know that people are always gonna trust me, that I'm gonna give them a nice price, and then they can eat too if they want to resell my items too. Also, if a customer knows that I'm always gonna be fair and I'm always gonna be truthful and upfront with everything that I'm selling, people are always gonna come back to me, because I make them feel comfortable, and they know they're not gonna feel cheated. They're not gonna feel like somebody was going behind them and just trying to make profit. Even though the game is about profit, but it's also about building a community where people can trust you, and you are somebody that people are gonna go first because they know that you have the product, you have the reputation of being honest. The third reason that a lot of businesses fail is because the person running the business don't put the effort to, or they don't think outside the box when they are trying to sell something to their customers. Meaning, especially in the resale business, where people don't want to get out of their comfort zone, or they don't want to get out even from their own town to find items to sell, or to buy things from other people outside the city or state or country. I think that people just want something that is easy, that is convenient for them to resell. And one example is sometimes I put things on my Facebook marketplace. People hit me up, they want to buy it, but they want to buy it cheaper from me because they want to resell, they want to flip it. And I know that the game they're trying to play, because I can see what they're selling. I can see, I know that they have worked with other people in the industry, in the community, because I'm part of the community. And I can just ask questions, and people are going to tell me, okay, this person has bought things from me. And then I saw that they put it on their page, they develop their own post, and they're selling it, and people know this stuff. And sometimes we even know who you sold it to, the customers and all this. And then you try to hustle us because you want the item cheap, and so you can resell it. And just not putting the effort to get out of the way, to go outside of your city to buy items. It just doesn't make sense to me. For me, for example, I go miles, hundreds of miles to find items that I know people are gonna need in my community. They're gonna need where I'm selling the most. So, because I know I can buy it cheaper in another area where people don't need that item. One example is, I know that some people might not are selling lawnmowers in Vermont, and then I know that I can buy them cheap there because everybody has lawnmowers there. And then I come back to my community. A lot of people need lawnmowers because they don't want to go to Home Depot and buy a brand new one if they're only going to use it for a couple of weeks or maybe a couple of months. On the summertime, they don't want to buy a brand new one. They want to probably buy a used one. But I don't want to, me as a reseller, I don't want to buy something that somebody's selling around the community already, because that's going to be already overhyped. It's going to be overpriced. So I'm just going to get out of my community to find another area where they're selling it for cheap, and then I bring it in and I sell it. So it's just the effort of finding what the customer needs. Now that we got all the negative stuff that people are doing, I hate talking about negative stuff. I don't know, it just feels weird for me. I'm a really optimistic person, so I always try to look on the positive side of things. So me talking about negative stuff, why people failing, it was really hard for me. So now let's go why some people are successful in their businesses. And the first reason is they're really good with their accounting. Accounting is everything in business. If you don't understand accounting, and if you're starting now, if you don't understand accounting, it's guaranteed you're gonna fail. Because reading financials, statements, reading your bank accounts, reading how to develop your own accounting practice, where you want to know how much you pay for something, you want to know how much you sold it for. Keeping all that bookkeeping is so important to run your business. If you don't understand that, you're done. Don't even create a business, because that's the foundation of every business is their accounting. They want to know how much things cost. They want to know what's depreciated. They want to know everything about those little things. Especially if you're doing resale, you're gonna have inventory. You need to keep track of that, and only if you know accounting and you know the basics of accounting, you're gonna know how to keep inventory. You want to know the things you have. You want to know how much things cost, and you want to know how much you're selling it for, and you need to know all your margins. You want to know how much you can, how low you can go, and you still make a profit. You want to know all your expenses, all your overhead expenses, lights, cameras, all this stuff. You have to keep all this stuff recorded and know all this stuff. Some of this stuff is losing value. You need to know that stuff, because you're gonna have to do your taxes. If you're running a business, you want to include all that stuff in your taxes, because you're gonna want to grow at the end of the day. And if your business doesn't show that you're growing on your tax returns, a bank is not going to give you a loan. That's just one example. Keeping your accounting is important. So if you don't know how to run your accounting, you have to take a course. I have to run a small business. There's a bunch of books that you can use if you want. If you're like a type of person who likes to learn on their own, so a lot of books that you can pick up. And there's also a lot of YouTube videos that you can go and check out that teaches you the basic. Also, I put some basic stuff that how to. I can put a card how to run your business, how to keep the accounting of your business. Second reason that few are successful in business is they know where the industry is going. They know what product is going to be hot. They know what service is going to be hot, and they go after it. You always running a retail business. You're always going to have to be on top of things. You want to be on top of the news. You want to know what's selling. You want to know what people are not buying anymore. So if you have it in your inventory, you're gonna get rid of it quickly because you know that it's not gonna sell anymore. If people are into bikes this week, you need to figure out where you have a connection with bikes, and then you buy bikes cheaply and you bring it to the community you're trying to sell, and then you sell them there. You always have to be a step ahead of the game on the reseller. If Supreme is gonna release a brand new shirt that everybody's going crazy, you need to figure out how you're gonna get that shirt. Are you gonna go to New York, or you're gonna go to London, or you're gonna go to Paris, you're gonna go to LA? You're gonna have to book that trip if it's worth it. If you have a team, are you gonna book everybody to go there? Do you have a friend in LA? You have a friend in New York that is gonna help you get that shirt or item that is gonna be hyped on Supreme? You're gonna wait in line. You have to always be on top of it. You have to follow groups on Facebook or Instagram. You have to talk to people in the industry that is going to tell you what's hot. You have to follow the news. You always have to be on top of your game. And this is something that sounds hard, but at the end of the day, if you love what you're doing, I love Supreme. I even wear the stuff, but I'm always on top of it. I love everything that has to do with searching for items, assignment communities that I can bring in to sell for profit. I just like that game. So anything, if you like the game, you're always gonna be on top of it. You're always gonna have notifications on your phone, and you have to keep on top of it. And the third reason a lot of the few are successful in business is they make a lot of friends in the industry. I think that's the most important thing about business is about networking. In business school, when I was in college, that's all we talked about. It was how to make a network, how important it is to make a network. In school, they all mostly talk about, okay, you're gonna make you create a network where you're gonna find a job, something like that. But it works also with business. It's more important with business than finding a job because you can go on any website now and you just apply. You might get lucky. It still works if you network, but in business, networking is everything because there's things you're not gonna know in business. There's things that you're not gonna understand, and there's somebody who is gonna understand. You're always gonna need a mentor in the industry, and that's the only way that you're gonna quickly not make a lot of mistakes as you're going through your business. You're gonna learn from your mentor's mistakes. So you have somebody to talk about. You're also gonna learn about your acquaintances because one acquaintance might tell you, "Oh, I was selling this water, this bottle, and it sold for $50 or something, and I bought it for $1." And they just matter of factly to tell you where they bought it, and hey, you're listening, But you're in that community or you're in that environment where people are talking about this all the time. That's very important because you're always gonna be on top of the industry. You're always gonna have people who are gonna help you. Also, if you have an item that is not selling on your in your business, one of your acquaintances might have a customer in his list that might want it, and then you can work a deal there. Or if they have an item that one of your customers want, you can work a deal there. So everybody's eating. Even though in business everything is competition, but when you work in a niche industry or market, everybody knows each other. Everybody can help each other. It's a big market. Not everybody's selling the same thing, and especially when you're buying hype items, that thing is so limited that if you have it, one of your friends or your acquaintances might have it too, and there's only like 3 or 4 people that have it, and you're still gonna make a lot of money. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys understand why some people are always gonna be failing in their business. They're never gonna, or they're not gonna grow because they don't understand their business. They don't want to know the accounting. They don't want to learn. They don't want to keep learning, and I think that's the most important part. You need to keep learning every day, every second. It has to be in your back of your head. You know, in front of your head, you're talking to your family. You're talking to your friends. But in the back of the head, you always that is always gonna be there. That you have to think about. Okay, what I need to learn to grow my business. What I need to know so I can keep my business running. Do I know all the expenses that are coming through? How much I have in my inventory? How many items? What can I sell right now? Who is texting me right now? Can I go deliver this? Can somebody come to my place? So it's a game, and you have to love the game to be successful at the end of the day. And always remember, guys, to keep it simple.